right, so these are my two lovely assistants. I have Gianna D'Ambrosio.
Hello.
And I have Bella D'Ambrosio.
Hello.
And I have Frankie D'Ambrosio right over here. Hey, say hello, Frankie. Okay, he's spectating today. So, girls,
Yes.
we have to be serious because this is a state lab. So, this lab is going to demonstrate diffusion through a membrane. So, Gianna, could you tell my class what diffusion is?
Yes. When molecules move from a high concentration to a low concentration.
That is a perfect definition, Gianna. So now, in order to demonstrate this, girls, we're going to make a fake cell out of dialysis tubing.
If it was real, it'd be too small so we couldn't see it.
Very good. So, Bella, can you tell us about dialysis tubing?
Of course. Dialysis tubing has small holes in it. So small that you can only see the smallest molecules pass through.
Very good, right? So here is dialysis tubing. This is what it looks like. Girls, could you feel it and describe it to the class?
It's wet, balloonish.
Uh-huh. All right. And it has very small holes in it that we can't see. And I'm going to show it, hold it up here, right? You can't really see them.
Wait, can I try to see them?
Yeah.
I kind of.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not unless you have bionic eyes. All right, so here we have two solutions. We have glucose and starch.
Can I just take this off for a second? Because it's on my nose.
Okay. So, when we look at glucose and starch, we're going to see if any one of these two can pass through the dialysis tubing. So if we had to take a look at the starch and the glucose, just by looking at it, could you take a guess to see which one you think would pass through? Gianna, which one do you think would pass through?
The starch.
You think the starch is going to pass through? Why?
Yes. Actually, no. I think the glucose.
The glucose?
Yeah.
Why do you think the glucose?
Because the glucose has little bubbles too, and like can I show them? So this is the glucose one, and when you look very close, there's little bubbles at the end, or like in the middle. Like I can kind of see
All right,
through
so
this
get to the
thing.
point. Go ahead.
So
You don't have that much time, Gianna.
So I think.
So you think the glucose is going to pass through?
Yes.
All right. And Gianna, Bella, what do you think?
I think the opposite.
Okay.
I think the starch is because it is white, and I think it's harder. Maybe it's because because of the color.
You think the color is going to make the difference?
Because I feel like they're not going to come out easy.
So you think it's going to stay in the cell?
Yeah.
The starch. Okay. So we're going to test and see. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 3 squirts of glucose and 3 squirts of starch solution
Can I go first?
into this fake cell. All right. So go ahead, Bella. Make sure you get the eyedropper in. Go ahead.
Is it in?
Yep. Go ahead.
So
1.
this is
Go
what
ahead.
my daddy has. It's very.
I guess my daddy has.
This is.
2.
These are very cool.
1 more.
Might have saw this in his class.
All right, Gianna. All right, now Gianna, go ahead. 3 squirts of the glucose solution.
Close.
Don't get any accounts. We don't want mommy getting mad at us. Okay, so
Yeah.
1,
Just one.
2, 1 more, 3. Good. So now I said that there were small holes in this dialysis tubing, but yet it could hold water. Right? The water's not squirting out, right, girls?
Nope.
Yeah, no, it
like a
isn't.
sprinkler. in it.
So, right. So, did I lie?
What?
Did I lie?
No.
Right? Because Daddy doesn't lie to you girls, right?
No.
No, unless you're surprising us, which is very normal, but we
Okay.
always know you're not here chicken us.
Okay. So, if water's not leaking out of this, what does that tell us about the size of the holes?
Because the molecules
The
can't come out.
problem,
The water molecules.
probably like very, very tiny.
Well, the water molecules are probably too big to pass through, right?
You
Yeah.
get a magnifying glass, guys?
No, not even. I tried with a microscope, and you still can't see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this fake cell into this water.
Yeah, I have
Alright.
one, but it's downstairs. Remember that kid one?
I know
All right,
I got it.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to put an indicator in the water around called Lugol's iodine.
Can I
Okay?
show it?
Yeah, you want to show it?
Sponsored by Lucas. I don't know.
Iodine.
When
So-
I need to go.
So this is an indicator for starch, right? So when it starts off amber in color, right, just like this, But when it touches starch, and I showed you guys in class this, right? When it touches starch, it turns this black color, right?
It looks like that black eyes, like
Very
makeup
good.
smear.
Very good. So what we're going to do is, Isabella, could you put 3 big squirts?
But she didn't want
You're going to do 3 squirts too. You want to go first, Gianna?
No.
Okay. So don't just do it on the side. Don't hit the cell with it. Put it right on the side. Go ahead. Squirt it all the way in. 1. Go ahead.
Ooh, is
I'm
that
gonna do it
like
with the
yellow, like food dye?
No, it's iodine. It's definitely not edible.
What is that?
2.
Or it stained your teeth?
Maybe for a little bit.
Black.
Stained them
All right,
black?
Gianna. Go ahead. You want to put 1 squirt in, Gianna? Just don't squirt the fake cell with it, okay?
What is
Why
it?
do you keep saying fake?
Because it is fake.
Just kind of like
It's on the side. There you go. 1. You want to do 2 more?
Yes.
Do it like I showed you. There you go.
This is what it looks like.
All right, good. Perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is, if the starch is small enough to pass through the fake cell, Bella, we're not dancing now, Bella. So if the starch is small enough to pass through the fake cell and go into the water in the beaker, and it touches the iodine, it should turn black. So we're going to see what happens, and I'm going to put a time-lapse video on, and we're going to see if any changes occur. Thank you, girls. Say goodbye to everyone.
Welcome.
Bye, class. We'll see you.
And see you guys later on Channel Science. Ta-da.
Okay, so we let the experiment run for about 10 minutes, and you can see here that the cell definitely turned black, right? But the water surrounding the cell stayed amber in color. Let me put a little white paper underneath there so you can see that better, right? So the beaker water stayed amber in color, and the artificial cell turned black. So what that's telling us is that no starch left the cell, right? Because if starch did leave the cell, the artificial cell, the water outside the beaker would have turned black. So what does that mean about iodine? Right, so iodine must have been small enough to pass through the holes of the artificial cell to go inside. So now what we need to do is test for glucose. So in order to test for glucose, we have to use a glucose indicator called Benedict solution, right? So it's blue in color, and we're going to put the beaker water into a test tube here labeled beaker, and the water found in the cell, we're going to put in this test tube here labeled cell. And then after we do that, we're going to add the Benedict solution to each test tube, and we're going to see if sugar left the artificial cell. Okay, so if it did, we should, well, why don't you think which one would turn color, right? So Benedict solution in the presence of sugar turns like a brick red or a dark orange. So think about while this is going, what do you think will happen? Will the sugar stay in the cell? Will this stay brick orange? Would the beaker water turn orange? Will both turn orange? What happens?